Welcome back to the legal stage. We got some more racing to do. We're going to take on... Hey, so... In Siberia we have saying. Chatterbox is treasure to spy. Chatterbox. You mean loose lips sink ships? Ah. I have no words for the likes of you. Hey yourself? And you believe this? It's crazy, right? Yeah, it's getting warmer every day. Really unseasonal. Oh, I thought you were talking about the argument earlier. Oh, that? That's team stuff. Not really your business. At least she's polite about it. Are you the Queen of Diamonds? Yep. Hang on. Haven't we met before? I don't think. We have. You were in the line for the hot dog truck a few days ago. You looked concerned about something. What was it? Thought you were going to ask me to race. Gotta warn you though, no one defeats my belief or technique. Powerful belief and technique. It's an oddly specific boast. I'll face anyone who stands in my way. I'll make you a deal. If you beat me, I'll answer your questions. Let's go. Let's do this. Rage. Get mad. Smolder. Smolder. Save it. Take an early lead. Technique. Balk. Rage. Draw. That's right, we still won. Wow, she's pretty good. You'll find there's a world of difference between a jack and a queen. You need some fire in your belly if you want to beat me. Oh, okay. I'll take it. There. Alright, put in some distance. She must have a weakness. Has she mentioned anything useful? I don't think you can use against her. No one can beat my technique or self-belief. Ah, how about now? Smirk. Smirk. I hate to tell you, but I'm beating you. Get mad. Glare. Oh no, that's okay. Technique. Oh no. Bad. I'm going for it. That's right, I got it. Technique. No. We're doing alright with this. There's a ton of horses out there. They're mad. Smirk. Smirk. Fuck. Oh, free corner. I already got it. You have spirit. But you'll need style to really achieve greatness on the spire. Ah, how's that for style? Glare. Glare. Jump out to an early lead. Alright. Aha. Aha. Take that. You can't match my anger. Insufferable. Oh, nope, you got me there. Okay. Approaching the first of the 4 hairpins. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Draw. We're gonna lose that one. So how much ground do we lose? We're still in front. Bad. Oh, no. Oh no! We've won every turn so far, but we're closing the gap. Oh wow, I'm getting my ass kicked now. Oh boy. I'll take it. Won one of the hairpins. Gives me a little bit of breathing room. It's the final straight, Nina. Hang in there. Ah! Can't fight. Can't beat my anger. Oh no. Maybe you can. I'll get more anger. Ah! My straightaway rage wins the day. This is actually really fun. Wow, Ren wasn't kidding. You're really something. I'm just a beginner. Maybe. But you have a strong spirit. What if I ask you about the other night now? Shoot. You seem to, I don't know, flinch? When it was mentioned that Clara got to the mountain quite late. Well, it's nothing really. Come on, you must have had a reason, no matter how tenuous. Okay. It relates to a tiny thing. Clara has my copy of Dragon Fantasy: The Revenge on DVD. I've seen that movie, it's pretty good. But what does that have to do with anything? I wanted to get it back on the night Clara died, so I tried to call her. I tried multiple times, from around 6 to when I left from the mountain at 7:30. There was no answer. Just assumed she was busy. Oh. That's interesting. Not sure what to say about that. Anything we find which can help us build up a picture of Clara's movements might come in handy at some point. Thanks. Don't mention it. Well, you have to race the King of Diamonds next, and he's no pushover. Oh, I want to race the hearts and the clubs. But you won't get faced by racing against people you outrank, which are pretty good. Alright. You again. So you're the one that's been rifling through the rest of the Dancing Diamonds. An outsider like you. I'm not quite sure how to respond to that, but yes, I beat the Jack and the Queen. Useless. Seems angry. Maybe I can goad him. Think you could do better? You're all racing in the same car. Don't you do anything. All of us. I mean, each team chooses a car, and we all use the same one. It would have been obvious if you'd been paying attention. At least nearly all of us. I guess I had noticed, but I hadn't really thought about it. Why is that? Homologation. Or at least that's not the proper word, but it's the term we use. Homologation. There are rules, etiquette. Being an outsider, you wouldn't know about that, would you? Outsider or not, I want to know what you guys were arguing about earlier. Not gonna happen. Well then, if you won't listen to me now, maybe you will once I outrank you. Ah, good one. Enjoy the sight of my taillights. Let's go! Alright, King. Oh no. Oh no. You still feeling cocky, outsider? What's going on? This guy's tough. Alright. Alright, I'll take it. Drat. Darn. Totally fired up. Careful you don't burn out. What? You have the banter, Nina. Oh, Grat. Oh my god. Wow. Alright, finally got something. I'm not going down without a fight. You sure you haven't been fighting for too long already? Forget it, you never understand. Maybe if you explain what's wrong. You have to beat me first. Ah. Alright. Drat. Alright, I'll take it. It's a win. Approaching the first of the 4 hairpins. Drat. Take it. We're pulling this out. Alright. Did I crack the code? Or are things meant to turn around in this case? Go for it, go for it. Gotcha now, King. Have we cracked the code of this guy? Just in case. Sure feels like it. This has worked every time. So either this is meant to happen, or this is the code of his AI. Can't let an outsider like you win. It's the final straight, Nina. Hang in there. Keep it. Yeah. Smirking my way to the finish. Just like that. just doing my head today. You okay? Just worried about Keisuke and the others. Been a bit of a tool all evening. As someone who has a job where I see a lot of bereavement and worry, you're coping better than some. Just trying to get too personal with your retorts, maybe. Sorry. So, the argument? Yeah. It all started a few weeks ago. Keisuke was approached by an anonymous would-be benefactor who wanted to invest in the Dancing Diamonds team. A sponsor. He offered you guys a chance to be a professional motorsports team? That's probably the simplest way of putting it. So what happened? Rejected it, of course. Dancing Diamonds run free. We're not sellouts. Keisuke took some time to think it over, but in the end we refused. But ever since then, things have been weird. Weird? Tense, I guess. People have had meetings. Quiet meetings. They say they're not coming out to the spa one evening, like they're going to the gym. But you look online and they're not at the gym. They're with some of the others. It's about trust. That's right. Isn't that damn offer? This is just kind of our internal drama. Maybe. Maybe not. The buyout, huh? Nina. Ryoko? So what do you think you're doing? My job. Don't give me that. Oh, God. Thinking you're a racer just because you learned a thing or two from the diamonds. This is so you. You don't even realize it. With a what now? Hey, Nina's not. Zip it, Goggle Boy. Got no lines in this play. Okay, that's enough. Only racing because I need to find out more to support this case. Whatever this is, I've got no time for it. You want face, huh? Fine. Go get that jalopy you call a racing car. Then you'll see just how out of your depth you are. Uh-oh. We're gonna get our ass kicked, aren't we? Yep, this is the storyline battle. We're gonna get annihilated here. What the? How'd she get so far ahead? Confused? You should be. It's confusing when something changes right before your eyes. Wait, does she mean... Yeah, this is a storyline, L. There it is again. Is there anything unusual about the corners? Yeah, a high-pitched mechanical sound. You must have a turbo on that thing. She's mastered that. I can barely see you back there, Nina. What are you gonna do? Buy a scarf? Cut your hair? Do you seriously want to bring up that old argument again? We're supposed to be racing. We? There's only one racer on this track, Nina. And it's not you. I knew it. What? You might beat the diamonds, but your way you drive, it's just a mishmash of their styles. You haven't changed at all. Just hold that L. You see what I mean? Racer's spirit is inimitable, like a fingerprint. You're no racer. In fact, you're not even a good Anya Miller. Too far, Ryoko. Can't believe you dredged that up after all this time. You expect me to apologize? Because you'll go home disappointed. Don't drag me into this whole drama you racers have going on. Who told you about that? Was it Hank? I have my sources. As if it matters. Saw that little falling out earlier, did you? Some of the people on this mountain just don't get it. Can't resist change. It's like the tides. Stand against it and you just get washed away. What? Thought maybe Clara would come around eventually. The aces brought their argument out onto the track, and now Clara's gone. And mark my words, I'll make them pay for that. Ryoko. Ryoko. I'm not the only one who hasn't changed. That was revealing. I had no idea you were a lesbian. I'm not! Nina? That... Dylan? Seriously, Dylan? Bye? That's oversimplifying it, but if I said just say yes, can we move on from this discussion? I guess. Guess I should have realized. I mean, you talk about Anya all the time. Oh, really, Dylan? What did I say? I know you're walking through a bit of a minefield here, but you have to step on every single mine. Anya and I were close, but not in that way. Oh. So why did you and Ryoko, break up? Ah. Probably seen enough now to work it out for yourself. We only dated for 3 months. About 2 months in, I started working for Miller Defense and Law. It was taking up all my time. Anya and I were working on my first few cases. It was so exciting. Was Ryoko jealous? She made me think. No, Ryoko isn't that shallow. But in a way, kinda. She was jealous of my new job, my new life. After a month it came to a head, we had a huge fight. She said I'd changed, like under Anya's supervision. I was becoming a different person. And she didn't like that person. Man, I noticed you talk about Anya a lot, like when you're working. Maybe, but isn't that just, I don't know, normal? She taught me so much about how to be a successful attorney. Yoko asked me to make a choice, but she just couldn't accept that this is who I am. You say that like you were born to be a lawyer. Born? No. Made. By someone who helped me when no one else would. So... you dumped Ryoko. No one dumped anyone. We had an adult conversation where you dumped her. It wasn't like that! Believe me, it's nearly always like that for someone. Huh. Maybe you're right. Yoko Kamiyana. Nina. Still nothing decisive. What? Found out a lot about the racers and this infighting of theirs. That kind of makes the aces look worse, not better. Even so. Everyone's gone home for the night. I'm not sure us freezing to death out here will help the aces. You're right. Okay, let's get in the car and head back to my office. Oh, okay, we can change our race move. Nina, do you hear that? What? Sounds like a car. A limo? Is that a limo? At this hour? Looks like we're not the only ones still here. Think this might be important? We can sneak over there. Who could he possibly be meeting? What the? Huh? That person. Do I know her? Mr. Gearson. You called me, so I'm here. What do you want? Think she's the person who's offering to make the teams legit? Can't hear what they're saying. Do you want to get closer? Something about her. I don't... Psst, Nina! Sorry, I was lost in thought for a sec. Closer. Maybe. How could you? You heartless sociopath! Body's barely cold, and... Very well. You can see that now is not the proper time. We will be in touch. Nina, are you okay? I don't know. You look wired. You're practically trembling. That's right, my legs feel like jelly. What's wrong? Looks as though you've seen a ghost. What if I told you that I had? Nina, you're kind of freaking me out. Are you okay? No. It's freezing out here. Give me your keys, I'll drive us back to the office. A ghost. What is this now? Who? When? Ah. This is useless. Got a trial tomorrow. Need to sleep. Just can't figure out who she is. Feels like I should know. Don't know enough to look her up. Can't describe her well enough to ask the police. That's it. Honey said I shouldn't trust them, so I should be careful. There's someone I can ask when it's an unanswerable question. What did they say last time? Yeah, that was it. I'd used the payphone at the convenience store. It's fast asleep. Don't want to go alone, but I want to keep Dylan isolated from all this if I possibly can. Hello, welcome to Kamini. Are you looking for one of our delicious jelly donuts? Thought you specialized in onigiri. Nope, jelly donuts. Call Livewire. What was it again? 555-548-39473. I said to prank them. I guess now I head to the warehouse. Alright. Old Warehouse District, 4:27 a.m. Livewire, are you here? You must be here somewhere. Hello again, Miss Aquila. I've come to talk. I wondered when I might see you again. I hear you're becoming quite the illegal street racer. Tell me, is it exhilarating? Or like terrifying? Speaking of terrifying, that face. I assume you're not here to ask about racing tips. No. Some time ago, you allowed me to borrow a crucial piece of evidence to exonerate Terry Scrub. The Black Lily. That's right. When I returned it, you said I could call on you if I ever needed to. Correct. In that case, I have some unanswerable questions. Tonight, up at the Rostro Spire, there was a woman. That is not unusual. Let me finish. This woman. She was talking to the King of Spades about something. Part of me suspects she's related somehow to how the teams have been approached by a wealthy sponsor. She was wearing a bespoke suit, and I think she was Japanese. Why did you come to ask me this? Her mannerisms, her eyes, there was a coldness to them, When she appeared, it was like I had seen a ghost. You know this person. That's just it. I feel like I do. Your memory of her is dim. It's like a shadow of a memory, wrapped in a feeling. In a way, when I picture her face, it's like I can picture her more clearly than anyone else I've ever known. More than Anya, more than Dylan. I guess the closest comparison I have are the loose memories of my parents. Just as my mind reaches for her, memory fizzles out. Like ink washing down a drain. I see. I couldn't sleep, so I thought I would ask you about her. I feel you may have asked me a question that only you can answer. Damn. Well, I suppose it was worth a try. But if I am to suggest... Before this game is up, a true master uses every piece on the board. From the lowliest pawns to the mighty queen. Watch for long enough, and perhaps you will identify this piece by its movements. I would be patient. Not quite the answer I was looking for. The prudent moves seldom are. Have you been following the events of the Rostro Ace's trial? Of course you have. Nothing in this case makes sense. Claire was behind, then in front, then dead. And the motives to cause her to lose the race are piling up. You are losing sight of the problem, Miss Aquila. Above the pieces on the board is the hand that moves them. That hand is connected to the player, and those moves are an extension of their strategy. When a player confronts another, they play. If the strategy of a player is known beforehand, the game is lost before it has even begun. One of these days, a straight answer would be nice. Before it has begun. Indeed. The true chess master has a strategy which is flexible and adapts to changing circumstances. You're struggling because I lack the evidence to flip my assumptions, I know. I'm not Anya, she was always better at that. Wrong. What? A novice player may imitate the moves of a grandmaster, but they cannot claim to be a master themselves. Rather, they are just skilled at mimicry. Like some sort of imposter. Well, very good, Miss Aquila. An imposter may be very convincing, but even if they take their master's hat and cloak, they'll just look all the more foolish when they are unmasked. You sound just like Ryoko. Suggesting I'm imitating Anya and that won't work this time, is that it? I am simply talking about chess. You know, I came here looking for answers, and you've only given me more questions. But I will leave you with one more. The first move in this particular match. Do you know when it was? First move? Does he mean the event that started all this? That was Clara's death. I mean, I guess I was nearby. Yes, at least I think I do. I was at the Rostro Vista parking lot around the time Clara died, unless she died well before that. Really? Are you certain? You know enough to suggest that that might not be the case. Certain? Well, yeah. First move. What does that even mean? If you want to see that CG, you gotta pay for the game yourself. That's right, I'm holding out on you. That couch is surprisingly comfortable. It's weird, though. Did you go somewhere last night? Oh, about that. Couldn't sleep, so I went for a walk around the block. Nina, are you okay? Last night, I don't think I've ever seen you so shaken up. It's fine, really. I heard you mumbling in your sleep. Something about whether you knew that person. Did you work out who it was? No. Maybe it'll come to me. Either way, we got a job to do. Okay, but if you want to talk about it. Thanks. You ready for court? Good to go, boss. Let's get to the courthouse. Showtime. Courtroom B. 8:52 a.m. Great, looks like Ren got here on time. Meet up with him and then go to the bench. Hi again. We'll be on the bench like last time? That'd be great, Ren. Once again, we can no longer climb. Oh well, let's do it. So what's the plan? First move. I was about to ask the same. Nina? Hey, Space Cadet. Sorry, I was lost in thought there for a sec. What's the plan? I think. Okay, we need to accept something. We don't know for certain how Clara died. Seems like that's stating the obvious. No, not just us three. Not sure anyone knows. As far as we're aware, there's no direct evidence which proves a theory. Isn't that bad? Not necessarily. It means that Chad probably doesn't have definitive evidence either. I think I'm starting to get it. Our goal today is to filibuster. We need to be economical. Dispute Chad's witnesses with an aim to securing another day of investigation. Got it? Got it. Okay, boss. Hello again, Miss Aquila. Chad. I've heard you're taken to drifting. Only when the mood suits me. Really? Careful you don't drift right off course. Yeah, well, maybe. Why does he always time those barbs just before Tawny walks in? It's like a gift or something. All rise for the Honorable Judge Tawny. Please be seated. We're here to resume the trial of the three defendants. Keisuke Akaki, also known as the Ace of Diamonds. Hank Castle, also known as the Ace of Hearts. And Jocelyn Montefiore, also known as the Ace of Clubs. These individuals were involved, which led to the death of Clara Mass, a wealthy socialite, also known as the Ace of Spades. At the first trial day, it was agreed that the prosecution would yield the charge of murder in the first degree, i.e. the defendants do not stand accused of premeditated murder. However, they remain accused of several offenses, namely, murder by reckless endangerment, involuntary manslaughter, as well as murder in the second degree. Your Honor, to be clear, it's still my personal opinion that one of the defendants is guilty of first-degree murder. However, it's true that 2 days ago the opposing bench suggested that there was no direct evidence of this. It is therefore the opinion of the prosecution that a non-premeditated murder may have taken place. Non-premeditated what? They're saying that the prosecution still believes that Clara was killed on purpose. So maybe the murder was a snap decision in the moment. Though Chad's continued belief that there was a premeditated murder is troubling. Much as I rarely agree with him, Chad has good instincts. Why does he still believe a first-degree murder took place? We are choosing to pursue a charge of murder in the second degree on that basis. Regardless, I am confident of one thing. Before the end of today, the defendants will be found guilty of at least one of the charges. I'd like to continue, Miss Aquila. Please do, Your Honor. Mr. Hawk, please restate the prosecution's case. Immediately. Your Honor, while our early pieces of evidence did not sway the court, it remains that Clara Mass is dead, as she died during an illegal street race with the three defendants. We believe that at least one of these three is directly responsible. As we are lacking in direct evidence, we will instead discuss compelling motives for murder. We'll do this via witness testimony. Compelling motives, huh? You must have something pretty good. Thank you, Mr. Hawk, for your summary of the case. Bailiff, please begin the defendants. 3 of you are aware of the charges put forth by the prosecution. How do you plead? Not guilty, Your Honor. Not guilty, Your Honor. Not guilty, Your Honor. Mr. Castle, Mr. Akagi, Miss Montefort, court recognizes your plea. Prosecution, bring forth your first witness. Okay, Chad, let's see who you call. Prosecution calls Hank Castle to the stand. Uh-oh. Did you just call? The defendant as a witness? What's he thinking? Called it. Who's the killer? Order. Me? Hank, but he's a defendant. Nina, can Jed do that? Yes, he can. Being a defendant doesn't preclude you from being a witness. Still. What's your game, Chad? I refuse. Mr. Castle. You can't simply refuse. You don't have that right. You may take the fifth, in which you do, in fact, refuse to testify under oath. But as judge, I would advise you that this would not look favorably upon your collective case. Your Honor, may I interject? Hank, as your representation, I strongly advise you testify. You can't ask me to stand against the other aces. I can't. I won't. Hank, remember, this is why Nina's here. It'll be okay. You're being asked to testify, not to accuse anyone. Fine. Let's get it over with. What does Hank have to say? Mr. Castle, can you please confirm your name and occupation as a witness? Hank Castle. During the day, I work for a TV production company. Witness. What sort of television? Oh, right now we're working up a show for the streaming networks. Based on a popular manga, Japanese comic strips about a girl. They make shows about girls with magical powers, Your Honor. I'm a big fan. They're aimed at the preteen female demographic. Chad seemed to come out with that very quickly. And me, I'm also the demographic. At night, I'm the Ace of Hearts, leader of the Burning Hearts, one of the 4 established racing teams up at the Rostro Spire. Would you say, then, that you knew the victim, Clara Mass, quite well? We're friends. All of us were. Mr. Castle, is it not more true that you were rivals? I don't see the distinction. You frequently clashed with each other, all out on the track. That's different. It's like a conversation between equals. Someone like you wouldn't understand. Cute. I do understand one thing, though, Mr. Castle. As Joker, Clara had the casting vote on all issues concerning the Rostro Racers as a group. That's true. And in that role, there was never any animosity between you. You're digging. Perhaps, but I'm an efficient excavator. There were no disagreements. No bad blood. What do you want me to say? We didn't always see eye to eye. We'd been friends for years. Don't you ever fall out with any of your friends? Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Hawke? The prosecution would like Mr. Castle to make a statement about this topic. Namely, his relationship with Clara Mass. Of course. Mr. Castle, are you prepared to make a statement on this topic? Fine. Here goes. Clara was a unique person, dynamic, strong-willed, but fair. She led and we followed. Obviously we had a rivalry. We were aces of rival teams. Sometimes there was animosity, but it was just the life that we led. Very well, Miss Aquila. You may begin your cross-examination. Of course, Your Honor. I don't get it. Chad must feel as though Hank is a skeleton in the closet. Got to assume that it's something to do with the argument we saw yesterday up at the mountains. Stand against it and just get washed away. Hank's not gonna like it. We can only deal with the problems once we know about them. I trust Hank. I trust all 3 of the aces. So whatever it is, it can't be as bad as Chad thinks it is. What is he thinking? Alright.
Hold it!
Dynamic, strong-willed. She knew herself and knew her own mind. Claire might have been wealthy, but her fortune was self-made. Some kinda, I think it was aerospace components. I see. She had a lot of connections to people in and around Fledge City. Businesses, lobbyists, and the like. She was a natural socialite. All very interesting, but I question its relevance. True. Still, a bit of context never hurt anyone.
Hold it.
As Joker, she was your leader, correct? Yeah. Clara, as Joker, had the casting vote on everything. We're not a democracy. More a meritocracy. Clara was the best, so she made the decisions, and we had to fall in line. That's just the way the roster racers have always worked, ever since the 80s. I think I'm starting to see why Chad wanted Hank on the witness stand. Sure. Yes, I believe it's important. Very well, witness, can you please add this to your statement? Fine.
Hold it.
Sorry, Hank. As her friend, you were always happy with her actions. I was. I respected her.
Objection!
Leading question, Your Honor. I am forced to agree, Mr. Hawk. Aquila, you will refrain from phrasing a statement as a question. Also, Mr. Castle, I remind you that you are under oath. Here it comes. We'd had a falling out. Been approached by a sponsor, someone who wanted to invest in the Burning Hearts. Can't name them for contractual reasons, but who they are isn't really important. And what happened? Aren't you meant to be on my side? Answer the question, Mr. Castle. Clara. She just got in the way. She was so stubborn. Everyone on the mountain wanted to go legit. It was a chance to realize a dream. It offered us a future. She had this romantic image of us staying independent, driving just for its own reward. It was infuriating. Couldn't collectively outvote her or something. It's not how it works. She was Joker and she'd made her decision. Meaning that to solve your collective problem, you would need to convince her, defeat her, or remove.
Objection.
Your Honor, that is baseless speculation. I agree. Mr. Hawk, please do not speculate. Apologies, Your Honor, but it would not be reasonable to suggest that this forms a basis for a motive. A motive which could apply universally to all three of the aces. Very well. Witness, can you please add this to your statement? Fine.
Hold it.
Why do you think she was so obstinate, as she put it? Beats me. It was weird, almost personal. She had some deep-seated desire to keep the roster racers independent. It's admirable, but foolish in the long term. I felt that mountain racing would eventually come to an end unless we moved on.
Hold it.
Do you ever think that having team-based rivalries might cause a problem? Not really. Teams are a long-held tradition. In truth, though, it's just a professional rivalry. We all hang out, regardless of team affiliation. Some people even date those from other teams.
Hold it.
What sort of animosity? Temporary fallouts, arguments, you know, that sort of thing. But for as long as I've been Ace of Hearts, which is about 5 years now, it's always just been little bits of friction, never anything major. Are we pushing Hank a bit hard? Trying to make sure the court doesn't find him guilty. True. But Chad obviously feels there's a motive buried under all this. We need to find out what it is. We can only work with what we know. Secrets don't help anyone. Ah, objection. The diamond's refused. Chad? Yes, Aquila? You said earlier that if you felt that if Clara had been their obstacle to accepting sponsorship, this would have been a universal motive for the Aces, correct? I did. Why? Mr. Castle? Hank? Yes? You just said that everyone on the mountain wanted to go legit. Is that really true? It's not. Keisuke, you said that. I said that the Diamonds wanted to explore avenues that could make us more legit. I never agreed to selling out to a corporate sponsor. But the club said we had no strong feelings either way. We wanted to go with the majority. Order. Your Honor, the defense asserts that this is far from a universal motive shared among the aces. Mr. Castles could still have this motive. We've been over this. Hank's car bore no damage, and there's no evidence he shunted Clara off the road. It's the same for all three of the defendants. You're willing to overlook that for a moment while you proposed a motive that hung upon collusion. Without that, this motive alone is flimsy at best. Mr. Hawk, I must agree with Miss Aquila in this instance. All three of those individuals were in the race, so if one had acted alone, it is reasonable to consider that the others would have seen this happening. If the possibility of collusion had been called into question, that renders this line of inquiry as null and void. Yes, Your Honor. That seems reasonable. Chad looks like he expected that. Not good. Very well, Your Honor. This witness can't provide a motive that suggests collusion. I request that we move on to my next witness. One that has posed a far simpler, more insidious motive. Envy. Jocelyn? Prosecution calls. How could you? Oh, Ryoko. How could you just stand there and feign innocence? Ryoko, I don't want to hear it. I'm just as confused as you are. Yeah, I'm sure. Your Honor, and you, I must protest. Willing to defend those murderers. Breathe, Nina. Don't antagonize her. Ryoko, appreciate that the last few days have been really hard on you. Oh, come off it. You appreciate nothing. Stop pretending you understand how I feel. Fine. 3 aces hired me as their attorney, and I intend to do that job to the utmost of my ability. And if they're a trio of murderers, this is going nowhere. Your Honor. Yes, Miss Aquila? The defense would like to ask the purpose of calling Ryoko Kamiyama to the stand. Hey! Given that she did not witness the events firsthand, surely anything she has to say is hearsay. Stop it! A fair observation. Mr. Hawk? Your Honor, Miss Kamiyama has taken the stand as a character witness. She contacted the prosecutor's office of her own volition, and insisted she be allowed to testify. Stop talking about me like I'm not standing right here. You 3 aces. You 3 losers. You just had to be on top. You had to win by any means. I'm not going to just let the 3 of you get away with it. Why is it you all went into that race with something to lose? Yet somehow I lost the most. She really is hurting. I can hear it in her voice. Be that as it may, to get these proceedings back on track, please state your name and occupation for the record. I'm Ryoko Kamiyama, also known as the Queen of Hearts. I work as a graphic designer for a small independent firm. And you have been in this street racing group for some time. Over a year. I see. Did you know the victim? Yes, extremely well. Psst, Nina. I think Ryoko and Clara were dating, right? But doesn't Ryoko just say that? I know Ryoko enough to know that she's out. Maybe Clara wasn't. Oh, I get it. Miss Aquila, do you have something to add? No, Your Honor. Miss Kamiyama, how did you come to be involved in the night in question? What's up in the mountains on the night Clara died? Just as usual, as part of the Burning Hearts team. In fact, I... Take your time. The race had gone on too long. People started to wonder why. Decided I'd go investigate, but I ran into Trey Gearson, who missed the start of the race. Then Stan Ren, said that Marco had called the police. Marco was always meddling. I was worried he was trying to disrupt the race to get his perfect photograph. Trey and I decided to drive down to the course to see what happened. We rounded a corner and saw. Those three. The defendants. Yes. They were standing over Clara's... Yoko. Over Clara's body. I see. Then what happened? We argued. Trey and I told those three to back off until the police came. It was when I checked for a pulse. Touched her neck and she was ice cold. Goodness, that's soon. It was particularly cold that evening and the body was lying on an icy road. Also a perfect cover for the body having died much earlier. As soon as I touched her, I knew. Knew that they'd done it. Your Honor, I'd like to dismiss this testimony on the grounds that, we've disproved this exact inquiry yesterday. I may not know how. I know why. In that case, Miss Kamiyama, please make your formal statement. Oh boy. All of you, each of you envied Clara. None of you could hold a candle to her, and deep down you knew it. Hank, you could never match her in the corners. Jocelyn, you could never beat her on the straights. Keisuke, you could never match her shifting skills. You saw a chance to eliminate her. It's just too convenient to be a coincidence. I don't get it. She didn't say anything about Clara's death, at least nothing concrete. How could she testify like that? Chad's already said that she's here as a character witness. It means she's just working off her first-hand knowledge of the people involved. The judge will weigh it up as less than truly relevant evidence. As our clients are on shaky ground, it might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Thank you, Miss Kamiyama. Sakura, please begin your cross-examination. Gladly, Your Honor. Yoko, I can see you're in pain. Anyone in your position would be. I can't help but feel that after today, we might never speak again. But I won't let your anger jeopardize my clients' lives. They didn't kill Clara. Can't you see that?
Hold it!
Your Honor. Yes, Miss Aquila? Are we to take these statements at face value?
Objection!
She's a character witness, Aquila. She still needs to qualify her statements. Otherwise, she could just say anything. Oh, you need receipts? Examples? I've got plenty. I like that. Isn't Hank the ace of hearts? Oh, he's good, all right. Hank's hot-blooded nature was never... You got a line, Ryoko. Control yourself, Mr. Castle. See what I mean? Claire had immense mental discipline. She was always calm under pressure, which translated to beautiful, smooth cornering. Hank couldn't begin to understand the depth of her skill.
Hold it!
The rest of the club seemed to respect Jocelyn. Those has-beens, they haven't fielded a joker in years. Jocelyn's a weak person, and that makes her weak on the throttle. How could you just say such awful things? Oh wow, she's practically crying just from that. Clara was the strongest person I've ever known. No speed terrified her. If in doubt, flat out. Jocelyn's driving was a pale imitation at best.
Hold it!
The other diamonds would disagree with your assessment of Keisuke. That's just it. My assessment, my analysis. There's no formula for a perfect racer. I beg to differ. Oh really, Keisuke? How come you weren't Joker? In fact, the more I think about it, you all just treated her as a rival when she thought of you as her friend. And you betrayed her. Well, yeah, that's important. Very well. Witness, could you please add this to your statement? No problem.
Hold it!
That's a baseless statement. She can't just sit there and opine. It's her opinion as a character witness. But surely... The court recognizes that this is merely the witness's opinion. Well, that's something at least. But still, Yoko's angry and that's clouding her judgment. It seems obvious that to any impartial observer that the four aces really were friends. Do you have any evidence which shows that? There it is.
Hold it!
Your Honor, I must protest. This goes beyond mere opinion. It's a blatant accusation of guilt. I agree. Ms. Kawayama, please refrain from making baseless accusations. Fair enough. This is a character assassination. Who knew Ryoko could be so vindictive? Still, she's angry, and angry people make mistakes. Maybe if we keep her talking, we'll find something we can refute with evidence. Alright, we'll leave this off here. When we return, we will help calm Ryoko down somewhat. Hopefully. Maybe. We'll see.